everybody, today we're gonna rank all 6 Spider-Man movies from the worst to the best in under 5 minutes. Now, before I get started, go ahead and tell me down below in the comment section, how do you rank the Spider-Man movies? Which ones do you love? Which ones do you hate? And go ahead and tell me why. Also, so you know, there's a longer version of this video that I did last summer. It's like 25, 30 minutes long. And the funny thing is, like, I got the color grading wrong on it, so I'm bright red. So it's hilarious to watch. Also, sometimes people ask where I get my shirts from. There's a link down below in the description. I get them from TeePublic. They have a lot of these kind of weird, novelty, quirky, nerdy shirts. I love them. That's where I buy most of my shirts. With that said, let's get started. Coming in last place is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This movie's very frustrating for me because Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield have amazing chemistry with one another. And some of the action sequences are absolutely terrific. There's these long slow-mo takes in several of the action sequences that are just terrific. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie is an overly crowded, totally inconsistent mess. Paul Giamatti's take on Rhino and this weird, goofy, nerdy take on Electro just don't belong in the same movie that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's characters are in. The final product is a movie with great moments that just does not come together at all. Coming in 5th place is Spider-Man 3. This movie to me feels like a great team coming back together only to discover they're staying on the project too long and they're repeating the same bag of tricks. When it comes to the new plotline, Sam Raimi has openly stated he didn't want to do Venom, and it clearly shows. Also, some of the special effects, especially the Green Goblin Peter Parker chase and some of the Venom stuff with Topher Grace, look really bad and dated. And of course, then there's the infamous dancing sequence that just seems like a total misfire. But there's still a great team working on the movie, so there's no shortage of exciting sequences and emotional scenes. At number 4 is The Amazing Spider-Man. I find this to be a good movie with a great cast that's just kind of missing something. The chemistry amongst the cast is absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't feel like comic book characters talking to each other. They feel like real people having conversations. I think the missing element here is a simple sense of fun and joy. The way they tried to distinguish themselves from the Raimi films was by adding this sense of teen angst and the sense of intrigue and mystery surrounding Peter Parker's parents, and it just feels like the wrong direction to go with a Spider-Man movie. In the end, it's a movie with a cast that I love to see together, but that's a bit too serious for its own good. In 3rd place is Spider-Man 2. Now, when I think about sequels that are great companions to the original, this movie comes to mind. It takes the themes, character development of the first film and continues them while adding this whole idea of the consequences of being a hero. The train sequence is one of the best action sequences in any comic book movie. It's of course exciting, but more importantly, it's emotional in showing his commitment to his city and the city's commitment back to him. The reason it's number 3 is I've never been a big fan of Peter losing his powers for psychological reasons, but that's a minor squabble in an otherwise terrific film. Our runner-up is SpiderMan Homecoming. What I love about this movie is it's so teen-centric and from beginning to end loaded with fun. Previous films have featured a high school Peter Parker, but this one actually captures how high schoolers interact with each other and how weird and awkward a teenage superhero would behave. And bringing in Tony Stark as the mentor gives it a great dynamic. Throw Michael Keaton in as a very different type of Marvel villain and you get a very rewatchable film. I had some minor squabbles when I first watched it with like the Iron Man Spidey suit, but upon rewatching it, the fun far outweighs the negative. This movie is an absolute blast. But in 1st place is Spider-Man. For me, this is a special superhero film. It tells a classic version of the Spider-Man origin story while still feeling very much like a Sam Raimi film. This movie also best captures some of the central themes of Spider-Man.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Add to that a great villain in Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. He just bursts on the screen with energy in every single scene that he's in. And the final piece pulling it all together is Danny Elfman's incredible score. This is one of the best comic book scores of all time. For me, this is the best Spider-Man movie. But that's just my take on it. How about you? Tell me down below in the comment section. Give me your ranking. Tell me which ones you love, which ones you hate. And if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos like the one you're watching right now. But the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies. I want to talk about movies with you. So join me down in the comment section. Let's have a lively, respectful conversation. And as always, thank you for watching.